Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and we're looking today at a puzzle from Salt Violet, whose debut it is on the channel, and it's called Beaded Thread. So we have these coloured threads in the grid with beads on, and I'm going to have to somehow get my head around both modular and entropic lines within the same puzzle, and a negative constraint. I mean, it's weird. I'm looking forward to it, as always. I have to tell you, of course, that we are nearly out of time on the Put Out More Flags Patreon reward that is on Patreon. It's the monthly reward for November. We're going to have something new, something a bit easier in December, and we're looking forward to bringing that to you. But today we're looking at Beaded Thread by Salt Violet. Now, sorry, on Patreon we also have loads of crossword videos and connections. We've got all sorts of content there, and it's great fun. There's a link to Sven Sudoku Pad under the video, and also, of course, to all of our apps, which feature line Sudoku and domino Sudoku, as well as Fog of War, as well as Classic Sudoku 2, the newest one, and some Worms by some brilliant constructors. Do check all of those out. They're great fun. I am going to go through the rules of this puzzle now. So, normal Sudoku rules apply, which means 1 to 9 will go in every row, column, and 3 by 3 box. On a teal line, that's this colour at the top, any set of 3 adjacent digits must contain 1 from 147, 1 from 258, and 1 from 369. These are modular lines because I never know quite how to describe it. They're for the different remainders modulo 3, but what I do is look at the keypad and divide it into the vertical sections to get those groups. Whereas on the peach lines, like the one at the bottom, any set of 3 adjacent digits must contain 1 low 1, 1, 2 or 3, a middly 1, 4, 5 or 6, and a high 1, 7, 8, 9. And that involves dividing the keypad into horizontal tranches. Now the violet line, that's this baby, is both a region sum line and a renban line. So the renban feature means that digits along it form a continuous set, although they can be in any order. And the region sum aspect means that box borders are dividing the line into segments with the same sum. So that segment will have the same sum as that one and that one. Some lines touch each other, but lines don't fully overlap. So there's no line hiding another line. Don't worry about that. Every line segment is visible. Digits in cells joined by a white dot are consecutive. Digits in cells joined by a black dot have one being double the other. And all kropki dots that fall directly on a line, all possible kropki dots that would fall on a line, are given. So that means that those two cannot have a white or a black dot. And no kropki dots that are partially or fully off the lines are given, though they may exist. So that negative constraint only applies along the lines all white and black dots are given, and you'll see that they only appear on the lines. So I hope I've explained that fully. A difference of 1 or a ratio of 1 to 2 just wouldn't matter in these cells. But in these two, it would have to be shown because they're on the line. That, I mean, it's very understandable. I don't know why I'm going over it so much, but there we go. I'm getting it in my head partly. So beautiful symmetric construction, different lines opposing each other in each case. Give it a try on that first link under the puzzle. I'm going to start now and say, let's get cracking. I'm going to have to work out a method of understanding which line is which, because I'm so terrible at this. See, in some ways it's weird. I think the peach entropic lines, they're easy to understand with low, middly and high digits. Those are natural categories. And yet my brain tends much more naturally to dividing lines into 147s, 258s and 369s. Right, the first thing to say is that we know the sum of this line, and this is to do with the secret that we occasionally share to you. We know that every row, column and box in a Sudoku adds up to the same number. That's 45. And that's because that's the sum of the digits 1 to 9. Well, this is 9 cells long and non-repeating. So this isn't the 9 digits 1 to 9. They add up to 45. The line adds up to 45. It's divided into 3 segments by box borders. So each bit adds up to 15, and it's all different digits. And I mean, it's all right to know that. I'm not sure that it actually helps me to solve the puzzle much. So we might have to store that away. I mean, I suppose these two add up to an odd number because of the white dot. So that digit is an even number. I mean, I don't know if that's helping anybody, but it's true. These are either, well, there are 4 possible black dot combos. Actually, this is something to look at on the other lines in a moment. They are 8, 4, 4, 2, 2, 1, and 3, 6. Right, this pair is not 3, 6, because that digit would have to be another 6 to make the line segment add up to 15, so that's no good. It's also not 1, 2, because this would be a 12 to make the addition work. So this is either 2, 4 or 4, 8, and this digit is definitely odd now and is either 9 or 3. Oh, well, this is worth thinking about now, because 4 must be used there. So what's this white dot? This is a pair of consecutive digits. It's not 1, 2, because that would leave this being 12. It's not 2, 3, because this would be 10. We now know it doesn't have a 4 on, because that appears in a different place on the line. So it's not 3, 4 or 4, 5. If it's 5, 6, that would have to be a 4, and that's not possible. So I think we're down to one possibility. This is 6, 7, and that's a 2. That must be right. I think that must be right. And now 2 can't appear in this pair, so that's definitely 4, 8. And this is a 3. And the digits that leaves remaining on the line in the central area are 1, 5, 9. Oh, and I've just realized that this violet line enforces roping. Now, this puzzle's called beaded thread, so I suppose it's not a surprise we're going to get some roping. Roping, what is roping? He says, bandying about technical terms without explaining them. Roping is when the same 3 digits, look at this set of 3 boxes. In it, I can tell you that the same 3 digits appear as a vertical string in box 2, box 5, and box 8. And all you have to do now is know that those are different from those numbers. So where do these go in box 5? They don't go on the line. They can't go here by Sudoku. They must go here. Once those 3 digits appear there and here, where do they appear in the bottom box? It must be here. And once one set of digits has done that, the others all have to follow suit. Because these, for instance, where do they go in the top box? It now must be over there, and then in the bottom box over here, and the remaining digits in these boxes are 3, 4, 8. So that's quite interesting. Now, this digit cannot be a 4. Yes, it can. That was nonsense. I was going to say because 3 couldn't be on either side, but it could. Okay, this one can't be a 1 because it's not next to 2. This one can't be a 3 because that is now odd. So we've either got 5, 4, this would be 3, or 9, 8, this would be 7. Now, on these modular lines, let's get the term right, both of those are perfectly valid combinations because they use one of the different sets of vertical digits. Then there's this black dot. That digit is 2, 4, or 8. Right, on a peach line, these have to be from different entropies, different low, middle, or high. So 1, 2 is not possible as a black dot on a peach line because they would be from the same entropy. All the other things are theoretically possible. Obviously, we can't have a 7 on a black dot. And therefore, this digit, which can't be a 1, is either 4 or 3 now. This one, I don't think I can rule out any of 2, 4, or 8, because 2, 4 and 4, 8 are both valid combinations. I was hoping to get a lot more out of this roping down the middle onto these lines, if I'm honest. That's the only, oh no, we've got 2 digits in the puzzle. Okay, I'm going to have to think about modular and entropic lines. So this is modular. Well, these are less helpful at the moment. Let's think about entropic. Oh, and the one thing I have not explained yet about these lines is the repetition of the same sets every 3. So because those 3 cells have different entropies, and those 3 cells have different entropies, and between those 2 groups, these 2 are shared, these 2 must have the same entropy. Now, it's not particularly helpful yet because that 1, 5 or 9 could be any entropy, so I can't fill in candidates here. But this one is either low or middly, being a 2 or 6. Actually, this is low or middly too. Oh, so that's one of each, and this must be high and is a 9. Okay, that was helpful. This digit is now 5. That's 1. And suddenly we're making quite big progress. Right. Now, that has to be high because that was high. So 8 or 7. This has to be the same entropy as that, but we don't know which set it is yet. So I'm going on to this line where we do know each of the modulos now. So 5 there means this is either 2 or 8. 4 there means this is either 1 or 7. And you can see there are 2 possible white dot pairs involved there. What does 1 or 7 mean on the entropic line? It means that will be low or high because it's 3 away from this cell, which is low or high. Okay, let's go down here, see if I've learnt anything. That digit is the same entropic set as that one. So low, middle or high, I've got all 3 alternatives. Low, middle or high there, I've got all 3 alternatives. Bother. Again, I'm expecting a little bit more than I'm getting. That is 5, 6, 7 or 8. That would be more useful if we were on the peach line there. Okay, this black dot. These are 2 different entropies. So this is not a 1, 2 black dot. It's not a 3, 6 black dot because we've used 3 in the box. So again, there's a 4 on this one. It's either 2, 4 or 4, 8. And that's quite interesting. That forms a triple with that cell. Also, now on... Oh no, I was going to say we know the entropies on this line, but we don't. One of these 2 is medium, middly. That's not very helpful. In fact, I knew that once that was 1 or 7. 9 must be in one of those cells. 2, 4, 8, 3, 1. Oh, I don't know. Okay, can I think about this line? I mean, it's got the most dots, but I haven't got anything projected onto it. I suppose this digit is middly or low, like most of the digits on a black dot. Oh, what do we know about black dots on green lines? On teal lines? I haven't really thought about that. 1, 2 is fair enough, different modulos. 2, 4 is okay. 4, 8 is okay. 3, 6 is not okay because they're the same modulos. So this is from the 1, 2, 4, 8 family, this pair. That digit can't be a 1 by the Sudoku we've done. And that means this cell is from the 3, 6, 9 modulo family, which hasn't appeared in those 2. It can't be 3. So this is 6 or 9. And now we're in business because the only white dot link up between those for the low, but these are all even, so that has to be odd. And then 9 can only touch 8. And then 8 on the black dot hits 4. That forces this to be 3 on the black dot. This is 6. This is 8 by Sudoku, this is 2. We're absolutely in business all the way along the line. Oh, that's very literal. 2 there is seeing 4. That's 8. This is 7. This pair is a 9-6 pair now. 6 is ruled out of those cells. This has become a 3. I mean, everything is happening now. This whole puzzle is now, the threads are coming into our hands. We need a 7 in this row. It's got to be there. This is a 1-6 pair. This is a 2-5 pair. Right, down this line, we need a modulo 147 digit here, 1 or 7. This is from 258. This is from 369. So the white dot is very feasible there. Haven't used the negative constraint yet on the lines. That'll probably be coming. This black dot pair doesn't use 2 or 4. So it can't use 1 or 8. It must be a 3-6 pair. And we must be able to use the entropies here. 4 there is middly, so that's a 6, 3 cells away. 2 makes this a 3, and that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light, losing its religion. 6 and 7 by Sudoku there. That can't be 3. On the white dot here is a 5 or a 7, which has to be the same modulo as this. Therefore, this is not a 9. I don't know these modulos yet. There's one from the 147 set, one from the 258 set. Okay, what about this? This is the same entropy as that, which makes it 8 or 9. Oh, and this didn't really finish. I thought this was all going to be done and dusted now. Okay, there's still some Sudoku and stuff to do. Yeah, we're not finished at all. And served me right for thinking that we were. We're going to have to use these little lines in boxes 1 and 9 somehow. I don't know how yet. This digit by Sudoku sees 4, 8, 9, 7, 6. That is 1, 2, 3, or 5, which on a modular line is not a restriction. Maybe I need to attack the white dot here. This is, oh, white dot on a peach entropic line. There are only 2 pairs possible because if you imagine the Sudoku digits in a string from 1 to 9, the white dot is joining any 2 that are next to each other, but the entropy differences only break between 3 and 4 and between 6 and 7. So this is either a 3-4 or a 6-7 pair. 3 is looking at that digit, so that can't be 3, this can't be 4. Do we know what this is? That would help. Oh, or is there some other way as we look along? Oh, look, if that was 6, 7, this would be a 2, that would be a 5. This would be low. If that was 6, 7, this would be a low digit. There would have to be 1. If that was 3, 4, this would be a high digit that would be 8 or 9. It nearly sorted itself out, didn't it? There is a 3 by Sudoku in one of these 2 cells. Might be there, might not. Now, what about this line? I haven't really done anything with that. That is middly or low, so is that one. This could be high, but only if it was a 7. No, yeah, no, one of these is middly. I don't know, that's not a very helpful line either, and I think I've probably come to that conclusion before. Maybe this one. We had the 3 and the 6, and I did sort of study this. Right, I'm managing to confuse myself now. I don't really know what I'm meant to be doing in this puzzle. These digits are from 1, 5, 8, 9, and they must include 1 and 5. Let's look along this row again. I must be missing the point here. If that's 4 and 3, that digit is 8, and this has to be high then and be a 9. if it's a 6-7 pair, that's a 1. Oh, okay. If it's 4 and 3, that's an 8. This can't be 8. And if it's 6-7, this can't be 8 on the entropy restriction. So I ruled 8 out of this cell. Now I know 5's definitely in one of those two. That's not getting anything done. Okay, by Sudoku, there's a 6 in one of these cells. Let's try and find something else to do, because I'm not getting anywhere with the things that I think are obviously useful. Oh, the negative constraint. Yes, look, 3, 4 is not possible there, because there would be a white dot along a line. Oh, there's going to be more of that. Well, there's not many. No, there's not many line possibilities. So maybe there's not much more, but that's still a finding. 8 there and 4 there. Right, this gives us, this is a peach entropic line. So that's a middly digit. This is a middly digit. That's 6. This is 5. I can't determine that by the line rules, I don't think, the not negative constraint. 4 there means this is 2 or 8. Now this can't be middly and this can't be middly. And what are we getting in this row now? We're getting that there's no 3. Oh, could that be a 3? Yeah, one of these two is a 3. 3 is a little X-wing. 5 there means this can't be 5. Oh, and that's a 1-9 pair. This is 5. That's not 5, and this is 5 in the final column, in the corner here. Now, that's a 1-9 pair. If that's 6-7, this is 2, and that's a 3-4 pair. If that's 3-4, these are from 2-6-7. They would have to be 2-7. It's not quite resolved again. So more on the lines. Come on. No dots. So this digit can't be 2 or 4. Is that interesting? I'm not seeing any missing digits, missing dots that would explain things up here. So where else should I be looking at? Finished the violet line. Oh, 4-2 is not possible here because there'd be a dot. So that digit is now a 7. And that is high. And this is therefore 8 or 9 and not 3. This is now 3 in the box. Now this is not a 3-4 pair. The 3 is here. This is now definitely a 6-7 pair. That digit becomes a 2. This is where 4 goes in the row. That is high, so that was high, and this is now low. It was the lack of white dots here and here seem to have been, oh, black dots in both cases actually, not white. That's 8 or 9, I think. 9 there has made this a 1. This is a 2-4 pair, I think. Now, I can't use any negative constraints here. They're just not relevant. But that's fine. I expect there'll be some Sudoku to the rescue in a moment. These are from 1, 7, 8, 9, and that one can't be a 7. Okay, now, that 3, no. This 2, yes, that looks up here. Then we're going to get a 2 in one of these positions. A 5 in one of these. I don't know, it hasn't had a huge knock-on effect on the top of the grid. There's more to this than meets the eye. 9, 8, 4, 5, 6. That can't be 5. Now, I would say, hurrah, it's definitely low, but that doesn't matter on this line. It does matter in a way, actually. What it does mean is that none of these can be low digits. No, that's absolutely not true. It would mean that if they were 3 away from that. I I'm talking nonsense tripe and codswallop. Right, that can't be 6. 6 is in one of these cells. 4, 8, 9, 5, 6. This is 1, 2, or 7. This is 1, 3, or 7. I've somehow got to use this line, maybe with the old negative constraint. Oh, maybe I didn't think about it here enough. This is a different modulo from 3, 6, 9, so it can't be any of those. It's not 8 by Sudoku. It's not allowed to be 2 or 4. Oh, that's really quite helpful. It's not allowed to be 2 or 4 because there's no white dot to there. And I think now I've ruled out 3, 6, 9, 2 and 4 and 8. This is 1, 5 or 7. And look, there's a little triple. A triple in which these two have the same modular set. So they are a 1, 7 pair. And this row is going to actually fall out completely now. We get a 2 in this corner because that's the only candidate left. These are from 4, 8, 9. That 2, now we need a modulo 2, 5, 8 digit here. Don't know what that is. Can I use the negative constraint here? No. So I'm still not finished. Oh, 7 there is looking at this 6, 7 pair. That fixes 6, 9. The 5 is looking at the 1, 5 pair. So we get a lot of Sudoku done. This is 1 or 4. Don't know about these. It's still going to be this last line. So it's a modulo line, 7 and 6. It's either got 3 or 9 on it, which is either 3 there or 9. Ah, it doesn't have 9 on it because 9's in one of those cells, and it doesn't have 6 on it. So it must have 3 on it. So one of these digits is the modulo 369 is a 3. And one of these two digits in the column is a 3. So the overlap cell is there. Now, the other two digits on the line are a 1 or a 4 and something that's not a 2 from 2, 5, 8. So they're from 1, 4, 5, 8. And we need a 9 in the row, either there or there. I can't believe, I must have missed. Oh, what I must remember is that we mustn't have a dot on this line either. So this can't be 4 because 3, 4 would need a white dot. And this can't be a 4, 5 pair. What does that tell me? If there's a 4 in, I don't think you can have a 4 here. Because this would have to be from the 2, 5, 8 set without being 5. If that was a 4, this would be an 8. And what would you do with these cells? They'd both become 9. So that's not a 4. Now, one of these has to be a 1. Oh, I should have worked that out earlier. Oh, no, it's because they can't be a 4 and they can't be a 7. We need something from the 1, 4, 7 set. So one of those digits is a 1 and this digit is a 7. And I think that's going to be instrumental in completing the puzzle. I could be wrong. I've got an 8, 9 pair there. That's a 7. The 1 there means these aren't 1s. The 7 there has finished. That's the last one in the grid. 8, 9 pair here are looking at that cell. That becomes 4. The top row is finished. This digit is a 4. That's a 3. That 4 makes this a 2. 3, 1, 4, 7, 2, 6. This digit is 8 or 9. And that's a pair with that one, leaving a 1, 4 pair that's resolved in the box. This can't be a 1, that's blindingly obvious. 7, 3, 2, 4, 1. Now still I'm going to have to resolve this. No, I think there's something very obvious going on. Once I get 1, 8 or 9 sorted out somewhere, it's all going to be done. 2, 4, 9, 3, 7. I don't think there's any dots threatened between anything on this line. I don't think there's any dots threatened there. I don't think there's any dots threatened here. So the dot rule I'm not relying on. 7, 4, 2, 3, 5, 9. This can't be 5. This is 6 or 8. Reduced to pencil marking. This might actually be quite important. Look, this sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 and an 8, 9 pair. That is 5 or 6. Now, this is not a balanced set, is it? Oh yes, it is. It's a chocolate teapot quad. Right. This cannot be 5, 8. What am I missing here? There's something that unwinds this last thing. One deduction still to make, and I can't make it. That's high. That's high. These are different modulos. So one of them's a 1. There is some absolutely simple rationale to finish this puzzle, and I cannot see what it is at the moment. Oh, that 9, 8 pair stops this being an 8. 1, 5, 1, 8, 5, 6, 6, 8. There's no threatened dots there. I'm sure about that now. There's something going on here. What am I not getting on this? It's absolutely, totally done, apart from the one thing I'm not seeing. Just bear with me until I see it, please. I admit I'm feeling a little bit foolish at the moment. Is it a dot? Or a... I can't tell what order these are in for their entropy. That's not part of a modulo, for their modulo. That's not part of a modular line. One of them is a 1. Wow, I'm being so dense in some way. Everything else has worked. How does this finish? Would one of them just not work for some reason? 5, 3, 5, 1. Nine, 8, get 9, 8, 9, 8, 9. I don't see how there's any way of disambiguating this, if I'm honest. That obviously can't be 5, 8, because they're the same modulo and would create 9s in both of those cells. I feel like I'm just failing to see a line or something now. 8 and 9 are not I mean, that's quite interesting. This is 6, 8 or 9, 2, just as that is. And they're just not differentiated by the dots. Up here, I don't think there's a dot rule that could possibly affect, well, any two of 1, 3, 5 and 8. And I think we're at an impasse. 3, 5, 7, 4, 2, 9 there. 8 in one of these cells. I'm so sorry, I'm utterly confused here. 3, 5, 1 is a perfectly valid line and 3, 1, 8 is an alternative perfectly valid line. No kropki dots. No, I mean the kropki dots off the lines is not doing anything. I'm just checking the rules in case I've missed anything in the rules. Wow, I'm just not seeing this. I don't think there is a resolution. I mean, one of the things that raises is, have I made a mistake and created an impossible line somewhere? Yeah, I have. Look, that line is wrong. 1 and 5. This line is all rubbish. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to have to go back. I must have done something wrong along that line when I was doing it. That line is meant to be modulo, and it's not what I've done. Look, the 1, 5 is sitting there wrongly. There we go. It was here. I somehow decided that was a 5 at this point. But the 1 says that has to be the same set as modulo. Oh, well, I decided it because this had to be 7. But maybe I've mispencil marked that. Do you know what? I think I have. That's terrible, isn't it? Oh, well, at least it explains what went wrong. I mean, have I got any right to assume I'm correct to this point? No, not if I've mispencil marked that. So let's go back to... Maybe I was okay here. So at this point, before I started pencil marking this, 6 and 3 are the same modular set. 1, well, I mean, I can already see a problem here. Why did I say that couldn't be 9? Because it couldn't be the same modular set as this. That's fine. Well, they can't be from 2, 5, 8, or they'd be the same digit. I seem to remember saying at some point that has to be 1 and 7. Maybe I put them in the wrong cells. What a numpty. Right, and these then have to be from 2, 5, 8. So that one's an 8, and this is a 2 or a 5. This is a very different finish. 7 there makes this 6 and 7, 6 and 9. Wow, staring at an impossibility the whole time. I'm so sorry. Lost my mind. 1 and 7 there are looking into this corner and making it a 2 this time. That becomes a 5. This is 4 and 9. And this is all a lot easier to finish than in the version I was attempting to do, which was nonsense. No 8 there, no 1 here. Right, that's not a 2. God, what is wrong with me? I mean, don't answer that question because the answer will only embarrass me. 5 and 1 there. Right, these digits are from 2, 4, 9 and the bottom one can't be 2. These are from 1, 2, 4 and the bottom one can't be 2. So one of these top ones is a 2. And this line has a 1 or, I was going to say a low digit there, a 1 or a 3 there. Two, 4, 9, 7, 6, see this line. So it's being made up of 1, 3, 5 or 8. That can't be 3 or 5. This can't be 3. 1, 3, 5, 8. And those will involve 1 and 3 from their respective modular sets. So that must be a 3. And one of these is a 1. And that digit is a 7. And I have a feeling this is all going to fall out a lot more easily than I was expecting last time. Although there is some similarity to how I've pencil marked this. But given that the rest of the puzzle is different, we might be all right. Now, this is either 3, 1, 8 or 3, 5, 1. Now one of those will work. Oh, that 3 is looking at this cell and making it not a 4, and making it a 4, which makes these not a 4. And now we need an 8 in this row, and that is much better for the puzzle than the other way round. Oh dear, that is just a total embarrassment. Please say something to spare my blushes, although I don't see how you really can. What a numpty. There we go. That puzzle should not take 36 minutes. It's a lovely puzzle, but it should be done in a solid 20 or so. Tell me how you did, and do compliment the constructor, who did basically fry my brain, because in the end I suddenly came up with some entropic justification for a modular line and mismarked it. That was quite late in the solve, but wow, that really threw me. It's just mad when you're staring at an impossibility. Oh dear. But still, if we've solved somebody's puzzle, it's not fair to not show it just because it embarrasses me. So this will be a video, and thank you for watching. And I hope to see you again tomorrow for a slightly better performance by yours truly. Bye for now.